Because I thought, that is cool, super cool. The dead fucking last before DNF. I thought that is. Did you come up with that?
Borderlands. Somehow we're still not learning. Borderlands. We still suck.
What got me into this?
Doing this.
I would say there's a number of things, but I wanted to reproduce the feeling I got when I would meet somebody late in the race in everyday life. Like, there's just no cooler moment to be like late race. It happens once a year, twice a year. I like meeting people that way.
And I think only having done that, someone watching it would only know that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's sort of like this, really, isn't it? That's kind of us meeting, really.
Yeah.
The back end of kind of what it feels like.
Right. Exactly.
I think I watched one of the videos because I think I saw, because I thought, that is cool, super cool. The dead fucking last before DNF. I thought that is. Did you come up with that?
I did, but because we've talked about this a lot here. So as we sit in Manchester, England, just the rest of the world who's listening needs to know that I think Manchester, whether it's a punk rock town or not, is the epicenter. I've never felt more like of the punk rock vibes anywhere in the world than here in Manchester. And there was an old punk rock band called DFL.
Right.
And so I was always aware of that name. I knew of it in the 90s. And then, in hardcore stuff, there's like such and such before this, death before this. And to me, it was like people who don't understand DFL before DNF hear it, and a lot of people would reach out like, it's so dumb, you don't get it. But like those of us who are we're not super fast, so we do have to worry about cutoffs. Like there is this reality of like, I'm going. And so like that to me, when my friend Jeremy finished after the finish line had been torn down, I just thought, that's the most punk rock thing of all. Like, fuck the finish line. I don't need an arch, but I'm going. That's where I set out to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I want to.
So we're a week away from Manchester Marathon. This time next week, this city's
crazy.
The city won't be shut down, but it's going to be hectic for sure. And I'll finish the marathon. Fingers crossed, 3:30. That's what I'm going for.
Nice.
Got a few injuries though. So
okay. Dude, that's
putting that aside. I'm just going to go full send.
Okay.
See what happens. But when I get the tram, the Metrolink back home to where I live, runners will still be out.
Yes.
I'll spend an hour watching them and clapping them.
Yes.
Because these people, I know I can run 26 miles.
Yeah.
Whether I can run it in 3 hours and 30 is
to be determined.
It's an unknown, it's an unknown.
Yeah.
But these people are out there and, I see them finishing and there is no finish line.
Right.
And I'm like, that has got, just stay there, man.
Yeah.
Someone stay there and just give them the medal.
Yeah.
Just give them the medal.
Yeah.
Don't let them do. And I've seen it more and more, certainly with the ultras, but I understand with the ultras in terms of the time and the people volunteering, and they can't be out there for 3 days. It's not a Coca-Cola, it's not a 4-day race. It's 50 miles, 100 miles, 100k, whatever.
Yeah.
And I get the cut-offs, but for a marathon, just stay there, man. It's a day.
Yeah.
It's a day.
Yeah, right. Totally.
You've already been there 12 hours.
Just
what's another 2?
hour.
I mean, what's another 2?
Yeah, I mean,
it won't be dark.
Right. we put on a small race in Salt Lake, and 200 to 300 runners, and we have an extra long cutoff. And waiting for that so at a 50K, and we have a 12-hour cutoff, 11-hour. First year was 12 hours. We didn't need that last hour. 11 hour. You're waiting. Some people are waiting 2.5 hours for one person, 2 hours for one person, and then that person shows up, and there's still a crew there, still waiting. Like that's. Those who know. Like that's really meaningful.
I mean, I haven't been that close to a cutoff yet.
You're young. There's time.
I mean, the biggest distance I've done is 50 miles.
Yeah.
And
where'd you do it?
It was a race that GB Ultras do.
Oh, I've heard good things about GB Ultras.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you're doing an ultra, if you can get on,
High
Places are
demand.
limited,
Yeah.
But I've done some with other lesser known things, but these are they are the best.
Yeah.
But what that brings is the best
Mm.
because they are the best.
Yep.
So you can't to go there now. It's not. I don't think it's an amateur's not winning it as such.
Yeah.
You're affiliated with
Right.
a brand,
Some
maybe,
brand,
or it's part of your job, or
Yeah.
But yeah, I did the Chester 50, and it was horrific.
Yeah.
It was horrific. I sent a picture to my friend about. I was doing really well. I was probably in the top, maybe 25% of the runners. I really wanted a gold medal. Really wanted a gold.
You get a gold by being in the top 25%?
Top 100.
Top 100.
So
That's really cool.
They've changed it now, so I think it's a top 200. I think
Okay.
they've maybe increased the volume of runners. I'm not 100% sure, but the first 200 now get a gold, which I think, to be fair, takes the shine off the gold a little bit.
Yeah, so I would think that there needs to now be like a platinum for the winner.
There might be the winner. You get like a trophy or something.
Diamond.
But but it was the top 100, and I was like, just being the top 100. Just being the top 100.
Yeah.
Steve, just being the top 100. And the first bit was relatively flat. And cruising canals. And then when it got muddy, man, it got muddy. And it was just like, you can't run through this. And I took a picture and sent it to a friend of mine, and he messaged back, and he just said, "How are you running through that? A cow couldn't walk through it." And I just that is my takeaway from that race.
Yeah,
like you can't run it. Because I even reached out to the guy that did win it, and I messaged him and I said, "How did you run?"
Yeah.
Not that fast,
right.
Because you can run that fast. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But how did you run that route consistently?
Did he have any insight?
Well, yeah. Well, that was so. I said, "How did you do it?" And I said, "Secondly, what shoes did you wear?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm a shoe guy.
Yeah.
I only run for the shoes. I hate running. But I love the shoes. So the more I run, the more they wear out, the more I can get a new pair.
New shoes. Yeah.
So shoes are a big thing for me. But like I say, I wanted to know how he was able to run it, and he did it quick. Like not like getting close to the record, but because the conditions were so bad. In comparison, this year, the guy that won it wore carbon race shoes, road shoes, on the same course.
Oh, crazy!
So the difference in the year, and it's a night and day race. The guy this year, I think he did the 100 miler.
Okay.
And ran it pretty much in carbon road shoes for the most part. I think he put his sponsor's shoes on for the finish line.
Yeah, right. Yeah, pull over, change.
Maybe. If he sees it, you might be able to.
Yeah, that'd be
comment on it. But yeah, so he said to me, he wore speed goats, and I was like, cool. I definitely should have worn my Hokers because I wore the Nike Ultraflies.
Okay. And you don't like Nike?
I do. I don't dislike them.
Yeah.
But they fucking sucked on that race. They were rubbish. I felt like I was wearing slippers. They were that rubbish.
Okay.
There was no traction.
So.
But they were the wrong shoe
for that race. Yeah.
They were the right shoe for maybe 50% of it.
Yeah.
Are wrong for the.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, so we're similar in that, in our love for shoes. How the shoes look is more important than how they function.
100%.
And to me, Nike had just done a great job with some of their colorways, just stunning to me. And so I was drawn to them. But then Taylor, Bodine from Believe in the Run, I was saying, hey, I've never chose shoes for function.
Yeah.
And look how bad of a runner I am. It's like, hey, I'm going to pick some shoes based off of function. And he's like, well, try the Zagama 2s. And
bricks, man. The bricks.
Well, I went to the half-price store in Paris, and they had the ones.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, hey.
So that was my first ever trail shoe.
Okay.
Was the Zagama one.
Okay.
Because when I first got into the running, a friend of mine worked at Nike too.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, what shoes do you want?" I went, send me the best shoes. I didn't know anything about running shoes. I was running in Vans. I was like, well, I'm taking it serious. I want some proper running shoes. Send me the best ones. And he sent me the Vaporfly Next Percent, the version 1s.
Okay.
Beautiful. When I got them out of the box, I was like, oh my God.
I could run in
How
these.
light is he? I was like, I don't know if I can run in them. Because I was looking at the foam and I'm like, fuck, they're like stilts. How's anybody running in them? And I beat them shoes. I did 600 miles in them shoes.
Really?
I ran trails in them. I didn't know there was a different shoe.
Right.
So I was just running trails in them, road in them, snow in them.
Yeah.
They were I had one shoe and I just wore them for everything. I beat them. I've still got them though because I was like, I'm keeping them because they were like the first.
Special.
They were the first shoe. Never did. No interest in doing a race. I was just like, maybe I can do 5K. Maybe I can do 10K. Maybe I could have run half a marathon. Do you know what I mean? I just incrementally did that. But no, so my introduction to running was purely Nike running shoes. And I was like, I need some trail shoes. I'm going to get it ones with Zoom X in because I like the Zoom X.
Yes.
It was only when I bought them I was like, it's not Zoom X, this is something else. And then you start listening to, like, I speak to Thomas at Believe in the Run, I message him and I watch all the videos now. And I message Taylor about because that's the power of social media, isn't it? I don't know the guy. Yeah. But I'll drop him a message and
you
maybe
he'll
respond.
Great shoe insight.
Maybe he'll respond, maybe he won't, maybe he will.
Yeah.
And most of the time, they do. Like the guy that won the race, and his take home, going back to that, was get some speed goats, and he was able to run that fast because no one had ran the trail before him. So he said, get quicker.
That's interesting. Yeah, because they're not going through that downtrodden.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He said 200 people might have been through that when you went through it. No one had been through it when I went through it. So we had the racing line. I can't even
fathom that. Like,
at the racing line.
To be that fast where you might be the first one, like you're breaking trail.
Yeah. I'll never know that. So, So that, like we said before, maybe I should have, not maybe, 100% should have got into this 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, you first came on my radar with, I want to say maybe Dave Dombrow reposted some of your stuff at Speedway. What's that?
The drawings.
The drawings. Yeah, you were drawing a lot of shoes, and so I think that's how you came on my radar. Yeah. And then I think maybe Thomas had reposted at Believe in the Run. So I was just seeing you drawing shoes coming out into the consciousness, and then I just, I liked your style. What I saw beyond that. But so what is your running story then? How'd you get into it?
So never was a runner. Running was like punishment, at school. Yeah. He did something wrong in PE.
Were you playing other sports?
Football.
Okay.
Football, and I played hockey.
Okay.
Ice hockey, roll hockey.
Okay.
Roll hockey was the biggest thing for me, in the late 90s.
Okay.
Loved playing it, tournaments, all that sort of stuff. And then just got into going out and was like, football, came back in, friends playing football, and then it can't be bothered getting up on a Sunday. Been out on a Saturday night. Yeah. So for years, nothing. And then COVID happened.
Oh.
And I was like, a friend of mine was going to do it. It was coming up for his 40th just before COVID, and he was doing a roller disco. So I was like, he's like, you're going to come, right? And I was like, yeah, but I hadn't put a pair of skates on in 20 years. Like probably the back end, early 2000s, maybe the last time I put a pair of skates on. And then he said he was doing this thing, so I was like, you know what, maybe I'm going to have to put them on and just have a little go, see if I can even stand up in them so I don't look an idiot. And COVID happened and the party got pushed back indefinitely. And I tried the skates out and I was like, I can't do it. So in lockdown, I was like, I'm going to relearn to skate. So found an abandoned car park, couldn't get to it by car. No one was going to be near it. So I was like, if I fall over, no one's going to be looking at me. Not on
You're safe.
Skating up and down the street.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's just a big circuit. So I was like, that's cool. I'll just go there. was going there every day. Just spending a couple of hours doing it. And then I started getting into the swing of it. And then the friend whose party was, he'd done an inline skating marathon.
Really?
In Barcelona. So I was like...
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, so to do it the day before, they do it in Berlin the day before the Berlin Marathon. So the streets are all closed. So on the Saturday, the inline skaters go out.
How many?
I'm not 100% sure, but a lot.
Yeah.
But like 2 of them, like it brings everybody to it because there's only in Europe there's a small amount that do it. So it's like maybe this can be our thing when we come out of COVID. We'll go and do this skating marathon in either Barcelona or we'll go to Berlin and do it.
That sounds like fun.
So I was like, oh, this is perfect training. Yeah. And obviously it was like this, like we've got today, beautiful weather. Yeah. And for the summer that we were locked down for the 3 or 4 months, I was just training, skating. I was like, getting some miles in, or what I thought were miles. Transpires, it's not.
Yeah, when
it was definitely not enough.
When you're in isolation, you don't have anything to compare it to.
Now I've run a marathon. Yeah, there's no way I was skating a marathon. 100%. There's no way. But that's. And then we came back out of lockdown, and then work was just manic. Shop was slammed. No time to go and do it yet. No one had got a haircut. Everywhere was closed.
That's crazy to think about.
This store was completely boarded up. Like you couldn't even. We boarded the windows so no one was breaking in to nick the store.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy to think about. You coming out of lockdown because I haven't had my hair cut by a barber since before. I've been married almost 20 years. Since before that, because I don't like the small talk of someone I don't know. Like if I knew them, it's like okay, we're gonna go talk running. I'm into that. So when we got a dog, we got some nice dog shears, and we tried to cut our dog's hair. We spent like $200 on these, and it was an awful experience cutting my dog's hair. I was like, well, I spent so much money on these, I need to use this for me. So for the next 10 years, 15 years, I used those dog shears to cut my own hair, and even now I just use a beard trimmer and I just shave it every once in a while.
Until today.
Until today.
Wolfie.
If it actually, we blame Wolfie for this. If I actually get a haircut in here today, it'll be my first time from a barber, maybe in adulthood. I don't know. But all that to say, I wouldn't have even thought about, that's got to be one of the more telltale signs of the pandemic is haircuts. Because if people had just gone 4 months, 8 months, in Salt Lake, they could have gone 10 months without going to a barber. That's crazy. So you were booked every day.
Yeah. As soon as they told, the shop works on a booking system. So as soon as we activated it, that people could book in, it was just.
What were people doing? Were they using their dog shears?
Some people were just leaving it.
Yeah. So
some people were getting haircuts. If you knew the right person, you were getting a haircut.
The politicians in America, there was one that was in California that she was caught going to. They were taking her entourage and opening up her salon for her to go in and have her.
I mean, I'm not saying it happened here.
No, it wouldn't
have
never
happened. But if it did, no one would know because it was boarded up and the shutters were down. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? People were coming and going.
It was such a crazy time. Who remembers? Yeah.
So then, it kind of. We had to wear masks and all the faff. So then we had a busy, very, very busy period, and then we had another lockdown for a month.
Oh, they re-locked it down?
Re-locked it down for a month.
Wow. Okay.
Because obviously everyone was mixing about, so people were getting sick. So they say.
So they say.
Yeah. So they locked it down for a month in the November. So I was like, cool, back to skating. Now I've done lockdown now, so
wild.
But the weather had changed, and we weren't in summer no more. I tried to skate on a car park that's soaking wet in the rain.
It's no fun.
And so there was nowhere to do it. There was nowhere to go.
Uh-huh.
And one of the lads that worked in here had done a couch to 5K.
Nice.
So I was like, well, I need to do something because I've been doing all this training all summer. I can't wait till next summer to start doing it again. So I was like, maybe I'll just go for a run. And I was like, I looked at his time and I was like, he did it in like 32 minutes or something.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'd already had Strava because I was doing me.
Oh, you were using Strava for your
skating.
Okay. Yeah.
So you go like all the way back to like 2020 or something like that, 2020.
Yeah.
You'll see me doing loops in around a car park. Not sure what the speed was, but I bet I'm running faster than I was skating, which is crazy. So I saw his time, and I was like, I'm gonna go and see if I can run 5K faster than he did it with no training.
Yeah.
And I was putting my shorts on and t-shirt on, and Emma's like, "Where are you going?" I'm going for a run. She's like, "Yeah, right. Yeah, right." So I said, "I'm going for a run." So I was like, "Cool." Didn't plot a route. Didn't even know what 5K was in terms of miles.
Yeah.
No idea. I just set off until my watch said I'd done 5K. I was like, kept looking and going, I'll just turn down here. Okay, I've got a bit more. I'll just do this and just do this.
And so in that moment, you were trying to beat the 32 minutes then?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I scraped like 30 minutes.
Nice.
But I was dead.
Did you come to the shop and tell the guy?
I messaged him.
Yeah.
I think I sent him a picture. But yeah, so then I was like, oh my God. Because I had like footballing injury. I broke some metatarsals in my foot and I had some... It flared up, and if I was just stood up cutting hair sometimes, so I was like, I don't know how well this run's gonna go. So I woke up in the morning, I was like, don't feel too bad. Don't feel too bad. Walking around. Woke up the next day and I was like, still feel okay, eh?
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe I'll run 4 miles.
Just like that?
I can run 3, I can probably run 4. So I was like, cool. So I just went out 4 miles. No time expectations.
Right, just doing it.
But no, I didn't have a watch then. I just was doing it on my phone, Strava on my phone. So pacings were all out, massively out.
Right.
I know that now. I didn't.
Yeah, then.
So like the tracking thing wouldn't work properly and all that sort of stuff. But I was 4 miles next day, felt okay. Day after felt okay, and I was like, okay, maybe we'll go out. I'll do 5 miles. So
this was all within the same week?
Pretty much. It was a couple of days, and then go again. A couple of days, go again. Went and did the 5 miles. Woke up next day, couldn't bend my legs.
Oh, there it is. And you found your. You found your end.
Tendonitis in both my knees.
Yeah.
And I was walking like John Wayne. Could not bend.
Nice.
Could stand up, but as soon as I sat down.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well, that's,
That's
from nothing to, what, 12 miles in a week.
That's a big jump.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. So a friend of mine that I knew was training for something. I said, I don't want a training plan. And I've never had a training plan because I want to enjoy it. And I feel like if someone wrote down on a Monday, you've got to do this, on a Tuesday, you've got to do this.
That would steal the joy.
I feel like I was at school. I'm like, I don't want that.
And you didn't like
I don't want that. I don't know that I didn't like it, but I didn't want someone like dictating.
Oh, that's
like that.
Listen, you're safe here. I was the worst student. I hated school more than anything for that very reason. I thought, I mean, it feels dumb to say, but also it feels okay because I'm surviving okay as an adult. But stop telling me what to learn. There's some stuff I really want to learn, and it's not what you're telling me. I want to go learn this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the authority side of it and
totally.
Stuff.
Again, so this is Manchester. Like, this is what I've only been here 2 days, but this is what I'm picking up. Like, that attitude, I feel like is, at least, I'm staying, I don't know how you'd characterize it, in the downtown, the old town area of Manchester. Just feels like this old punk rock attitude. That's precisely that.
Yeah, so I've never had a training plan for anything. I've just been like, I'll watch the YouTube videos of people doing it. And there's not that many people that you can kind of, if you've never done it before, how do you know?
Right.
If you've never run a marathon before and someone's going, here's your marathon plan, that might not be the plan for me.
Totally.
You know what I mean? I think a lot of the time, obviously a lot of people that come into the store now know that I progressively jog.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to do a marathon. What's your tips? And I'm like, you know what? Just do a marathon.
Yeah.
This is like I think there's like 1% of the population that's ever ran a marathon.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, but time. And I was like, but time, nothing.
Right.
Who cares about the time?
Yeah. I mean, imagine being 60,
not gonna win
65.
it.
Right.
You're not going to win.
Yeah, you're not going to win. You're not even going to do good.
And I had this conversation with a lad from one of my other shops, and he's raising some money for charity. He's going to do a 10K. He's just started running, and he posted something, and I messaged him. I was like, "Oh, mate, try to inspire him, doing so well. Fantastic. Keep going." He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm hoping to get into like the top 100." Or I think he said like top 25, and I was like, "That might be a step."
Yeah, just message me after. Let me know how that goes.
I said, you're doing like your 10K in like 50 minutes. Probably someone there doing it in like sub 30.
Yeah,
there's going to be like elite guys that going out doing this race, mate. And
yeah,
like you're going to have to up the training somewhat.
Yeah,
to get to that. But yeah.
You think you had a good engine like for your body because of the years of roller hockey and ice hocky and football? You didn't feel like you had a good engine? Because you were a smoker for a season?
No.
You were never a smoker?
Never a smoker.
Okay.
Never a smoker. But endurance just... So my dad was a key mountain biker. And I used to go out and do the mountain biking with him.
Okay.
And I was great at downhills.
Yeah.
Great at downhills. Going up them, sucked.
Yeah.
Riding on the road, hated it. Just monotonous. Just didn't have that drive. And I think that from my experience now, watching the runners, I feel like it's something you get later. I think there's younger people that have got it, but I feel like you've got to have like mental toughness. I think the ability to be able to run it is only 50%.
Totally.
Probably less.
Yeah.
Because if your brain tells you can't do it,
yeah,
then you're going to be snookered. And I remember someone saying to me that your brain tells you to stop doing something that hurts when it's like at 30%, when your body's at 30% or something. It's real low.
Yeah.
And you've still got all this.
You got so much left.
You've got so much
left.
Yeah,
your brain evolutionary, like historically, has always been about preservation and longevity, like doing everything it can to make sure that you have longevity in life.
Yeah.
And it's probably wildly confused when we are just going to have one crazy day or two crazy days of just absurd effort.
Yeah.
So your brain is used to shutting you down physically so that you have something left to get through the day.
Yeah.
And what we're having to do is like short circuit that and say, every day of the year we're with you except today. Today I'm going to
shut
the hell up. I'm going to keep going. That's hard. You're talking whatever you think about human history, however far back, you're talking thousands and thousands of years of shaping our brain to not do what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
What you're going to try and do at the marathon.
Yeah. Totally.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it's stupid. Running 26 miles is stupid. I mean, you go into a park run. I did a park run yesterday, and it's very, 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 very rare that I'll just go and do a park run. I'll either run there, do the park run back.
So for our American audience, is a park run a distance?
It's a free to enter thing. So you sign up.
Oh, a park run is an event.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're scattered all over.
Okay.
It's always on a Saturday. It's at 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
You can just turn up. You turn up with your kids. Turn up with your dog.
Okay.
Do it. It's not a race. The first thing they say is it's not a race.
Okay.
Everybody races.
Yeah, of course.
The Rapid Dave's at the front. He's looking around. He's got his
cool sunglasses,
visors on, and that.
If Wolfie was there, he'd be racing.
Yeah. He's not. He's looking around. You're looking around, going.
I could win.
Faster
I
than
could
that
win
person.
this.
Yeah. But it's pretty rare that I go and do just the park run.
Yeah.
And that's what I did yesterday. With the twisted running, we hid for the Easter. We did an Easter hunt, and we hid a voucher for the online store.
Oh, cool.
We posted that it was going to be at this park run. So we did 4 different park runs around the country.
Yeah.
With the ambassadors. And
super cool.
And we told people, the audience, the Instagram, Facebook, whatever, what park runs we were going to be at, and then we'd post like a clue. So it was either going to be at the start, the finish, or somewhere along the course, So we thought we'd hit it in like the most easiest place. We got there before they'd even set up park run to hide it, so even the park run people didn't know where it was. And we had the Twisted Running gear on, and the race director was like, "Oh, Twisted Runners, are you Twisted Running?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she says, "You're hiding a voucher, aren't you?" And she's like, "Yeah, we are, yeah." I was like, she's like, "Has it gone yet?" And we're like, "Nah," because we could see it. We could see it from where the start line was.
Yeah.
And when we were coming round to finish, she's like, "Has anyone found it yet?" And I'm like, "No," because you could see it from the finish.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, where is it? Where is it?" So it was in the most easiest place ever to find it. And someone did find it, but we had to do another post to kind of zoom in on where it was, so someone would go and get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm doing this 5K, and I'm like, that's all, and I'm saying this badly, but not all, but that's all I've got, 5K.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's like...
amazing.
Yeah. But then you also then realise like how far I've come as a runner, where I'm like, I wasn't even sweating. I felt like I hadn't done enough. I felt like I hadn't done enough.
There's this graphic designer in America, and I can't remember her name. I want to say Piki Designs, Piki Designs, I think, on Instagram. She does a really great job. Like, she finds these incredible phrases and she illustrates like Western vibes, like American Western vibes around it. And one of them was, your younger self would think that who you are now is like a badass. I don't remember her exact words, but like, if you're running a 5K and let's say you used to smoke or used to be whatever, think that person looking at you now running a 5K thinks that you're a badass. Yeah. Or now you're going for 50K or you're going 50 miles or 100 miles. There's an old version of you that is wildly impressed.
Oh, 100%. I mean, because going back to Manchester Marathon, where I live, it goes out to the suburbs. It doesn't really come into the city because you can't really shut the city down.
Right.
And all the roads are awkward here. And
the cobbles.
In this, So it goes out to the suburbs basically and then comes back to the city. And I was one of them people that knew it was on, and I'd go and stand there for an hour and watch people be like, "No, they're doing it. How hard can it be to do this? Look
at that guy. I can do that."
Like, come on, it can't be that hard, can it?
Yeah.
It's only when you start doing it and you're like,
I was talking with someone the other day. Tommy Lewis, because I mentioned this in another podcast, but there's a C.S. Lewis quote where he says, "I don't like writing. I like having written."
Yeah.
I don't like running. I love having run. Yeah. Like, I love that I have done it. I don't always love doing it.
Yeah.
But those people that you see running past in the marathon who are like, you?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, they've got a gear in their mind where they've got a goal they're going to go for. That's super inspiring.
100%. I mean, I was talking to someone yesterday, and I said, "Oh, doing really well with the training. Hope you get your PB." And I was like, "I hate running fast. I'd rather, like when we were out before. That's
a nice 10, 11 minute pace.
Yeah, man, that's my 9 and below."
We were clearly in the right, so we went on a 30-minute run, 35-minute run, and we were able to have a full conversation. So we were clearly like in the right heart rate zone. Like we were just able to walk or run and talk.
Enjoy doing stuff and
sightseeing
see stuff. I'd much prefer that than be like, "Oh my God, I've got to do this."
Yeah.
But then people laugh at me because I think last year I did close to like 30 races.
30 races?
Close to 30 races. Pretty much like every weekend there was like something on.
That's the dream.
But they were all different distances.
Mm-hmm.
So there was, I went from doing a 5K on a Tuesday night to a 50 miler on a Saturday. But I can't do those kind of runs without the race. I don't know what my 10K pace is if I'm not running a 10K. I don't know what my 5K pace is if I'm not running a 5K.
Yeah.
If I'm not going for it, I've just no idea. Yeah. It's like when I would do a track session. and it's like go as hard as you can for 800 meters, or go as hard as you can for 4 minutes. I can do that on a track. But if I was just running down the street and my watch went, run as hard as you can for 4 minutes, I'd be like, okay, whatever. Whatever. I'm not doing that. So I can't do. I can't do those without someone. You know, I can't have it written down. This is what you've got to do. And if I'm going for a 10-mile run, I'm running 10 miles at whatever pace I want to run it at.
Yeah.
Now, if it feels okay, fine. If I slow it down, fine. But I can't.
Yeah,
pace
I get
stuff
it.
like that.
I totally get it. Let's talk twisted running for a minute.
I'll do my best, Ben.
So he made these Twisted Running made these Manchester. So this is crazy. I have a lot of listeners in Utah. A lot of stuff in Manchester has the beehive, or has a bee, and Utah's the beehive state. That's why I have that. So pretty interesting connection, the honeycomb, all this sort of stuff. It just screams Utah to me, because where I'm from. But Manchester started it. They've had it. They've been around since the Roman era. But this is what I love about this. So this is their marathon shirt that they made for Manchester Marathon, and down here you can take it to their shop and you can get your time. If you're watching on YouTube, you can get the time and see it there. So pretty cool. So I thought Twisted Running was like a thing that you were doing, a run club or something like that, but it's much bigger. It's much bigger than that.
It's a UK affiliated run club as well.
Okay.
So you can have your athlete, get an athlete number and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So you can become part of like the UK athletics.
Interesting.
Thing. So you get like a barcode and certain things. It gives you a discount on races if you're an affiliated club runner.
Cool.
They have that, and then they had the store. Came out of lockdown. Came out of lockdown. That's when they started.
Really?
Yeah, when the guys started running and they were just getting shirts and let's do
and so
something
then,
a bit different.
Just outside of Manchester, you have Twisted Running has a store.
As a store. It opened in March. So
is it all just Twisted Running branded gear?
Yeah, it's just all Twisted Running stuff. But they do trying everything.
Yeah.
So we have the windbreakers. We've got gilet, quarter zips. Okay. T-shirts, vests.
Do you sell to America? Do you distribute? Can you ship?
I'm pretty sure he can.
Okay.
I'll
confirm that and put it in the show notes.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that he'd be able to do it.
But you're kind of branding it. Is this just a unique thing? Or are you like trying to brand it like as a Manchester brand?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I think it's. So that one was. That shirt is purely designed just for this Manchester Marathon. So they did a London version for London Marathon because some of the ambassadors are running that.
Okay.
And then because they were doing that London shirt, they were like, well, maybe we'll do a Manchester one as well. Yeah. And then we were discussing the thing and somewhere to have your time printed on it. There's hats as well that are similar, the honeycomb.
Okay. Nice.
So they tried to do sort of marginally different colours. So the darker one with the sort of bee colours for the Manchester, and the London one is like a blue and a red. It's kind of it's a similar thing with London and the 26 miles. But then the other stuff they do, we have other shirts similar to that tech, and then they do like a singlet material that's super thin, real thin.
Yeah,
and no one was doing
a race.
No one was doing a t-shirt in them, and I can't run in a vest. I'm not a vest.
And
guy.
so singlet and vest are synonyms. You're making sure for the American audience.
Like a real sort of high end, your saw vest sort of thing. Paper thin, weighs nothing.
Yeah.
And they talked to the factory about it, and we'd have a t-shirt that's super thin. It's almost like see-through, but it's a t-shirt. Yeah. Because I'm not putting a vest on and running in a vest. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. I can't wear those.
I may try it once, but I think I feel silly.
Yeah. I mean, even so, we do the cross country season in the UK, and my wife, she came to the last. Emma came to the last one that I did, and a takeaway quote was, "No one cool does cross country," because everyone's in the club vests and they're just covered in mud and shit and rain and soaked.
Yeah.
But she was like, "There's just no." She said, "No wonder you stand out." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "You're the only one that look different." I was like, "Is that a good thing though, or is it a bad thing?"
Are you running in the green glasses and everything?
Yeah. So I've got like orangey red pair. So my club that I run for is called the Dragons.
Okay.
So it kind of goes. It's got like it's a navy thing when it's got the orangey Dragons logo on it.
Nice.
So yeah, I kind of try and match it. Have my orange twisted running hat on and stuff. So
Nice.
I try and coordinate.
Right.
She was like, "These guys just turn up, don't they, and run?" I was like, yeah. It's like, it's not. And there's me running in my speed lads because they're orange.
Well, okay, let's get into shoes then, because so we talk about seeing the Dave Dombrow, who's one of the co-founders of Speedland, reposting your stuff. You're drawing shoes. What shoes are you excited about right now? Like, what's on your radar and why?
Getting the new Speedlands,
The road ones?
the road ones. Desperate.
Desperate. Okay, so they did a Under Armour thing.
So I've got the Under Armours.
What do you think of those?
Really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are they
they're
the
heavy.
same thing as their ultra road things?
I've not got.
So you don't know yet?
I've not tried them. I mean, I've never ran an Under Armour pair of shoes either.
Right.
But when I saw them, I was just like, even if they're shit, they look fucking cool.
You love them.
Yeah, but the only downside to them is that you can't. Manchester rains a lot.
Yeah.
You can't wear them in the rain. Your feet are gonna get soaked because half the corner's missing.
Because what?
Because on the side, they have the toggle to pull it, cinch it in, which is unbelievable as a thing.
Right.
Like for comfort, they're unbelievably comfortable.
Yeah.
Your foot, it's a bit like the Speedlands. Your foot is in it, so they look like a monster truck.
Yeah.
But your foot is in it, almost like it wraps around your foot a little bit, so it's super stable. It's probably the widest shoe I've got. Breathable to a point.
Yeah.
I like the boa dials. It's cool, isn't it? It's
I like
cool.
the
It's like you can turn it back the other way, and it's just cool.
I mean, forever I ran in Solomon's forever because I liked the way they look, and their shoelace system was great. I mean, I don't know why more people didn't do it. My only guess was that they had it patented and they wouldn't share it, which is good for them. But that's why the BOA system, to me, even though I've never had shoes with the BOA system, I feel like that's just exactly what I want, like as tight as I want it.
When you're on a race as well, like I don't really like something super tight across my midfoot.
Yeah.
That's why I like gusseted tongue.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't need to pull them super tight.
Yeah.
But I hate it if my ankle's slipping around or my heel's lifting.
Yes.
So I like it at the throat real tight. And I feel like in the Speedlands, I can loosen it right off across the midfoot and just cinch it up. And I can wiggle on my toes and, plenty of movement in them.
Yeah.
Super wide. I've never had any issues with ankle roll in them on any of the trails and stuff.
Nice.
Just a super cool platform. And the guys that I've spoke to from there,
Kevin and
Dave. They're super nice.
Yeah.
Super nice guys.
They are.
Even like
and they were already kind of like made men, so to speak. Like they had already. I mean, I don't know them personally, but it just seems like if you look at their resume and where they have been, they had done well for themselves, and so it almost feels like they're just having fun right now, and which is cool. The best way to build a business.
Yeah, it's super cool. I love the fuck around Fridays.
Yes,
Kevin does. I was like, just do it all in a UK 8, and then just ship them over when you're done.
Please actually make them. Yeah.
I'll wear the fucking around ones, not they just look cool. I don't care. They fall to pieces after one run.
Yeah.
Who cares? But I'll take a picture of them. But like when I first saw the Speedlands, I think I saw them on Dylan's Instagram.
Okay.
And just that orange, I was just like, oh,
it's eye-catching.
Man,
they did a good job with color.
Green sole, with the green outsole, I was just like.
All right, you might resonate with this a little bit. So when I interviewed Dave, and I was like, hey, were you kind of thinking design first on some of this stuff? I mean, he did not like that. And not so much in anything other than, hey, no, like we think of function.
Yeah.
And design this is one of my least favorite things.
They definitely thought design.
When someone talks, I know. This is my least favorite discussion to have with someone who's a designer. They're like, no. Design solves problems. And I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's not true.
No.
Design does solve, the best design solves problems, whatever, sure. We design things, and who said it? We design our buildings, and our buildings design us.
Yeah.
Like good design matters, and it doesn't always have to mean good design is a result of a functional thing. So I thought, hey, did you go design first on this and then function? And he was like, oh,
so, no. Possibly with the very, very first one that they did.
Yes.
With that was just like the normal have ripped off now.
Yeah.
Where it's like the outsole's just stitched onto the upper.
Right.
And then you had the drop in.
Yes.
Obviously they did it, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago maybe now.
Right.
But then I definitely think that the GS models, they
started with design.
They
know
started
it,
with design.
but no design, because the design world doesn't allow you to go design first. You have to go problem solving first. Someone who thinks design first would get eaten alive by their peers.
They definitely.
Whatever, Dave, if you're listening,
Yeah.
What we're really trying to say is that the shoes
beautiful.
are great,
beautiful, the best,
and
they
just
are the best.
let that be a compliment and not like a put down of like function. Because as we've both resonated with, I will wear shoes that have horrible function. If they look good, part of the reason I've DNF'd so many races is because I prioritized how the shoe looked over the
first
function.
50k I ever ran in was the Brooks Caldera 5.
Okay.
And I'm not a Brooks guy.
You are, you're not.
Nah, I'm not a Brooks guy. But when I saw them, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm having
Those are
them.
you?
Yeah, I'm having them. They look like almost like what Speedland looks like. Big, massive, yellow outsole on a black thing. A super comfortable shoe.
Yeah.
Shit to run in. Mm-hmm. Super shit. Bricks.
Yeah.
And I ran
but
that
you were
first
feeling the colour.
Oh, man. But they look beautiful. So I'm like, and I saw like, I've got the Norden 005s on today.
Yeah.
And I knew I was buying them as soon as I saw a bit of a picture of one.
Right.
Because I was like,
I like how those look.
Yeah. Just a beautiful shoe.
Yes.
They might have been rubbish. Turns out they're not. They're very good.
They're very good. Nick, if you're watching, they're
very, very good. They're very, very good.
You did a good job.
You did a very good job. And I'm scared that you're going to bring another colourway out in them that looks nicer than these.
I know. I thought about that too for the price.
Yeah.
But because their colorways are so good, like I'm wearing, we're both coincidentally wearing Nordas, and like their spring summer 2025 colorways
I do like them
are great colors, man. And so I have some 001s that are the yellow, and I mean here we are.
Good. You can just walk about in them. You can go.
I actually think Nordas are unbelievable urban shoes.
Yeah.
Like the way, so the 001s and the 002s are what I wear around town in Paris, and I mean the thing that makes them are probably a great trail shoes. What makes them a great urban walking shoe. I'm walking 8 to 12 miles a day around Paris. Love them.
Yeah. Nah, super good. Super good. But yeah, I think for me, shoe-wise, Speedlands are the most beautiful looking.
Yeah.
The best shoe is the Adidas Pro 4.
Adidas Pro 4, okay.
For road.
Is that a road shoe? Okay.
For racing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable shoe.
And you're talking function.
And looks.
So
for a road shoe. Yeah.
So we've got like a graph here of going of like function and design.
Yeah,
for you, that intersection is Adidas.
I think at the minute, Adidas is like
crushing it.
Yeah.
I haven't found
apart from mine have just broke.
You broke.
They're broken. Yeah.
Are they race day shoes?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I hear those break.
It's got carbon rods in them.
Yes.
And I had the same problem with a pair of Pro 3s that I had. Didn't know I'd broken them till I'd broken them, and I'm still in this race, and it's just going. It's like someone's breaking a stick every time I lift my foot up.
That's what I was going to say. When I was running Paris Marathon, I was like, I hear someone with race shoes coming up behind me, because when they break, they break. They're loud.
So I wore them on because was gonna wear them for Manchester Marathon. So I was like, my last outing in them will be this park run.
Yep.
That I did. And it finished on a racing track, and I hadn't really give it full beans on the run.
Yeah.
So when it hit the race track, the running track, I was like, see if I can take over some people. So I put the hammer down. I got around the first 100 metres on the starts bending on the 200 to come round to the finish line.
Yeah.
And it just started doing this.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like, oh, what was studying? I felt like it was sticking to the floor.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I thought about it, I was like, oh, I know the sound of that. These
It's
aren't
over.
going to be my marathon shoes.
They're not. Better than
Exactly.
mile 3.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That'd be hard.
I'd have chucked them.
All right. So what are you going to wear for the marathon?
Pro Force. I'll
Are you?
get another fellow. Yeah. I think I'll have to just bite the bullet and get another one.
So I ran 3 races. I was so happy. 3 races in 4 weekends. So I did Paris Eco Trail, which was an 80K, and I wore the Zagama. It was a rainy day. So this is, I feel like there's very few people I could be sitting with that would resonate with me.
Yeah.
I did not want to mess up my 005s.
Yeah, you have to.
on a very muddy course. I was thinking I was going to wear the 005s, and then it was 4 to 5 hours of rain in the forecast. I was like, if I was a pro and I had like a pro deal and the shoes were just coming, I'm going to screw them up. I didn't want to screw up the 005s. So I wore the Zagamas, and they were great for me. I loved them that day. They were epic. And then I did a race called 2T2M, which was 24K, and I did it in the Norda 001s. And Jacob Pusey, who's a runner in America, talks about when I was like, hey, I love these Nordas. He's like, here's what I love about them. I've never felt so sure-footed in my life.
Yeah.
And in the 001s, like the heel, the way that my heel fits it, I just sure-footed was the best way I could describe that in that race. And then for Paris Marathon, I wore the Trail Zagama 1s again with all the mud on them because that ZoomX foam was what I needed that day. So I did it. And again, I didn't want to ruin any of the other nicer shoes that I had because I only have trail shoes. I don't have road shoes. And I thought, well, hey, these are already beat up. Yeah. And so I did it. It was a really slow marathon.
Yeah, no doubt. I bet your quads were burning after that.
Yeah, they were. It was, again, but I make poor decisions in running. Like that is fully established.
They do look good though. The cabins do look good.
They do look good.
And to be fair, the lugs are that crap on them that it could be a road shoe anyway. To be fair.
Yeah.
So as long as you look, people always ask, "What's the best running shoe?" And my thing is, when you look down, you go, "They're beautiful."
Yes.
That's the best running shoe.
It is. And
it's not going to make. If I ran in a Alpha Fly or a Vapor Fly or a New Balance or an Adidas shoe, is it going to make me that much better? Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
Not at all.
It's probably not.
Yeah.
It's probably not. I know that the carbon helps me.
Yeah.
When I run in an uncarbon plated shoe, they feel dead. It just feels dead.
Yeah.
Super Blasts. I've got Super Blast 1, Super Blast version 2.
Oh, really?
I just don't know. I don't know why I've got them.
Really?
Because
they don't work
Super,
for you.
don't get me wrong, they're very, very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's just boring. It's boring.
To look at your feet?
Looking at them, they look all right, but they're just boring in terms of what they do. You know.
Okay.
Just running in them.
Yeah.
You're not like, oh my God, these.
Right.
And you don't look down and go, oh my God, these are amazing. They're just a shoe.
Right.
And you've spent like 400 pounds on it. And
I think in the end, for me, one of the greatest lessons I've learned over even picking the right shoe is sizing correctly.
Yeah.
And once I started going up a half size to a full size, that combine that with making some better function decisions with Taylor Bodine's help, is sizing appropriately.
Yeah.
Like your everyday walking around town size is not the size you should be getting for an ultra. For someone like me, I need to be sizing up because I swell so much.
I've found that the sizing as well is just, I don't know why there isn't a uniform size for shoes.
Great point.
It's like, how can I
How's
be
it not universal?
How can you be one size in one, half a size in another, and a full size up in a different?
Yeah.
But even in terms of the actual brand itself, I've had shoes where I've got my size, fine. I bought a different style of shoe from the same brand in the same size.
Yeah.
And it'd be like,
how does this
I could have sized down in one, but I've got to go a full size up in another.
Yeah.
Who's doing it? Who's signing it off?
Yeah, I'm generally for less government when possible, like, because sometimes it just gets clumsy.
I had a theory though.
I'd love for the government to regulate shoe sizing.
I had a theory that what I found is the race day shoe is the shoe that always comes up way, 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 way too small. And I think that they're so weight conscious now that they go, oh, this is the sample size UK8.
Oh.
And it's probably a 7.
Because they need to be able to say, this weighs 215 grams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
The lower it is.
Okay. I'll give a shout out to Norda then on that, is that I often wear a US, so when I buy shoes I'm going to run a long distance in, I will get a US 9.5. And it was true to size. So when they talk about...
So we're exactly the same size.
Okay. So when they talk about our US, because I'm US 9.
Yeah.
So when we should trade shoes. So when they talk about the 215 grams for the size 8, they're not gaming it. Like maybe another shoe could be of like, we're saying it weighs this much, but it's actually a 7, not an 8. Yeah. Anyway, well, interesting observation.
To be fair, the first pair of orders I ever got, I got a UK8, and I was like, miles too small.
Yep.
Miles too small. This is a size 8.
Yeah.
But now I know.
Now you know this. Yeah.
But
all right. Well, what else? So you got after the marathon? Anything else? What's next for you?
I've got another marathon in October.
Okay. Road.
New York, road marathon.
Road. Okay.
Loads of little. So the club that I run with, the Dragons, we have a club championship.
Okay.
And the committee picks a race every month, one a month, across 12 months.
Yeah.
And then in that you get subdivided by your park run time or your 5K time, because everyone's got a 5K time.
Yep.
And then you get put into groups of similar speed.
Okay.
So you're not going against, it wouldn't be fair for someone that was a sub 20 minutes going against someone that's doing a 35 minute.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
So you get put into groups and then you get divvied out points for where you come in that, in your group.
Oh, I love this.
So then there's you have to have completed at least 5 races.
Okay.
And then you get whatever your top score in each one of them is, puts you up the leaderboard.
Okay.
But then the more you do, the more points you accrue.
Get points.
So you say I could do 5 races and win all 5 of them. I won't, because there's much faster people in my. I'm the back runner of that.
Yeah.
But it's still interesting. So I could win all 5 and just do 5 races.
Yeah.
But I might not win because someone's done all 12 and accrued 5 wins.
Oh, interesting.
But
okay.
they've got amassed more points.
Oh, I love this.
So the guy, Andy, that's doing it, he's got spreadsheet. He's in it. He's in it. And they also they've done something cool where they have like a leaderboard of the top times.
Okay.
But within age groups and different races. So you could go and do an obscure one, like a 5-mile trail race. Yeah. And get like the top.
Amazing.
Because no one's done it.
Right. Oh gosh.
And then people move up and move down groups as they get older, and they go, oh, I'm going to try and get that. So we have like a top. So we have trail now and we have road in pretty much every distance. I think we've only gone up to the marathon.
Okay.
Who's running further than that?
Right.
He needs to run further than 26 miles, just an idiot.
Yeah.
So then you look on there and go, oh man, I could be pretty close to maybe getting that like 10-mile record from the age group. So there's there's always something going on, and there's a million local races. It's so popular in the UK now running. It's ridiculous.
Do you know Billy White? Does that ring a bell? He was a chef. I think he's from York, but now he lives in Stockholm.
Okay.
And he puts on a race called the Sörmlands 100. If you're considering...
Sounds grim.
If you're considering 100 miles...
Sounds wet.
I'm thinking... So if our visa renews and we stay another year in France, I'm thinking September, I'm going to go try and do that 100 miler. But he's got a 50 and he's got all sorts of... But Stockholm, like forest running, it's brilliant. You should consider it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
All
I
right,
don't know. 100 miles is...
Stupid.
So my goal is I want a buckle.
Mm-hmm.
I want a buckle.
Yes.
100% I want a buckle.
I get it.
And this year was going to be the year for the buckle.
Uh-huh.
Last year do the 50 miler. This year do 100 because I hated the 50 miler so much.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm not ready for that.
That's fair.
I didn't enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy it.
Yep.
In the race stuff, the pack you had to take with you, needed 2 head torches. You started off in the dark. And I was like, why do you need 2 head torches? I'm in back here before it gets dark, done this 50 miler.
Yeah, of course you are.
And I was running down this canal and I'm like, fuck's sake, I'm going to have to put
need my torch
back on. I'm going to put this head torch back on. And I had it in my pocket the whole time.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking to myself, I'll take it out and put it in my pack. I'll take it out and put it. As soon as I get to the next checkpoint, I'll take it out and put it in my pack.
Yeah.
And I never did. And I was like, it's just an omen that it just needed to be in my pocket the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was just running back up to the finish line. I was like, imagine they said to me I had to do that again. Don't know if I'd have been able to.
Yeah.
Don't know if I'd have been able to.
I think you can always do the distance you set out to do that day.
Yeah.
So no matter what, if it's so when I ran the 50 miler, like I felt like at the halfway point, I was like, shh, and now I got to do halfway. Then that was my 25th. 2T2M, 13 miles at mile 6.5. I was like, can I do this? Marathon, once at the half marathon point. So I think no matter what you set out to do that day.
That's 100% mine. So I did a 50K a couple of weeks ago on a whim. Complete on a whim.
Trail?
A bit of trail. It was a loop. It's called the Ultra Loop. So it's a 5K loop.
Oh.
And people go and do one.
Yep.
So when I did the very, very first version of it, and the maximum you could do was 10 laps. So who could do 50K the fastest? Then they realised that, well, we've got this time limit on the park that we're in, so we can do it for 8 hours. So how far can you go in 8 hours? And that's what it kind of became, or it's become now. Great race.
Yeah.
Don't have to carry anything with you because you're running start, finish line every single time. So if you need to grab a drink, you grab a drink.
I love
and just
that.
toilets are there. You've not got to think about anything. Just got to think about, you've got to get to 2.5K and you know you're never going to be, you're coming back. I mean, you're never more than 2.5K away from the finish line.
Yeah.
And I'd set in my head that I wanted to do 10 laps. So in my head, I was like, just do lap 6, get to lap 6, get to lap 6, get to lap 6. And then when I was on, I fell to pieces in the last 2. I think once I got past 27 miles, just wheels fell off massive. And I really wanted sub 5 hours. And I was like, I did 5:24. I think 5:24 was my official loop time.
Okay.
I think my move time was like 5:16. But I just didn't have anything left. And the thought of going on for another 2 hours or 3 hours, I was just like, I ain't got that. I was totally ready to pack it in. But then as soon as I finished, I was like, next year I'm going to go back and I'm going to do it for 8 hours. I have the mindset that I'm doing as many as I can within that 8 hour
That's
period.
awesome. That's a really cool format.
Yeah, I think it's just super easy. They have got a really dark one coming up, but I'm away. It's on a running track, 12 hours.
Oh yeah, I like that.
I was like, that sounds like a bit of me. That, but I'm away.
What shoe would you do that in?
Something comfortable.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Like a
Speed
high
lands
step.
when
Oh,
they
that'd
come.
be perfect for the Speedland.
Hopefully Speed lands when they come.
Dude, that'd be great.
And I'll put the soft carbon plate in.
And they don't ship to Europe, so do you...
So I've got to get them to somebody in America. And then
Really?
Get them across, yeah. Even though they speak to me, just send them to me.
Yeah, they should
I'm good.
ship to Europe.
I'm
I don't
good.
understand that.
They did the first time.
They did.
But I think they had loads of problems with sizing. I think that's what it is. I
Oh,
think
the
when I spoke
returns
to Kevin
are
or
brutal.
Dave,
Yeah.
I think the cost of shipping them there and all the fanning around, it's just, what's the point? It's
brutal.
Yeah, what's the point?
All right, well, good luck in those races. Should you do a quick haircut?
Yes, 100%.
A mullet?
Yeah. Let's do it.